and welcome to an all-new episode of Channel Control.
I hate you so much.
I am Matt, your illustrious co-host that Rob loves tremendously. And that guy over there is Rob,
Hey, y'all.
who does not hate the audience.
No.
And
I just want an anvil to drop on you.
I think we're good for a little bit.
For a little bit.
Unfortunately, the anvil did drop on our buddy BC, who could not make it here today. But you know what? He's sending his thoughts and prayers to this episode of Channel Control. I will be also sending a video.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, he's in LA, bro. He's in LA, baby. He's in LA. It's so dope. It's so dope.
He's in LA
So
working
dope.
with people from...
I don't think we're allowed to talk about it.
We're not?
He didn't want me to talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to have to bleep that part.
I do have a special announcement that I'm very excited to share with you here on Channel Control.
What's that?
Alright, well, in order to make this announcement, I gotta get into dad mode. Hey there, Slugger. Excited to share with you guys that me and the Channel Control audience have come to an understanding. We had a heart-to-heart, talked about some birds and bees. We grew up together, shared life experiences. Maybe killed a hooker in Vegas. We don't know. Can't talk about it. But regardless, we've come to an understanding, to an agreement, and there's no longer any sort of anger and mutual hatred between each other. And so I'm excited to share that good things are coming. And that hatchet is buried next to that dead hooker in the middle of the desert in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, no.
So you reached an understanding with the audience and you no longer hate them?
I never hated them. That was a misunderstanding. But we're good now.
I remember a video where you...
Misunderstanding! We're good.
Okay, so we're good. Everyone's wonderful. And let's go on with the show. And starting off, we're going to talk about zombies.
Okay. Zombies.
Yep. Our wonderful zombie show. I don't know, I think it's coming to an end.
It has to be.
Because this week...
Zombie, I mean, he can't go much longer.
Not that one.
But
iZombie is ending next season.
Zombie Nation? Z-Nation?
Z Nation? I honestly don't know where the hell they're doing. Where they're going with that show.
Is this the Zombieland TV show?
No.
Because I think that's not happening anymore.
Zombieland. It's not?
I don't know. Who knows anymore?
What
about Fear the Walking Dead?
Apparently that's going strong.
Well, I don't know any other zombie shows you're talking about.
Walking Dead.
There's no way that show ends. I mean, Rick would have to leave the show for that show to end.
Bing! So we already talked about Lauren Cohan. They really did not work out any kind of contract with her. Then the last thing we heard was they had her for 6 episodes in season 9. Upcoming season. And this week, Andrew Lincoln said, I'm done.
I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I can understand. I mean, I honestly, once a show hits like 7 seasons, to me, that's time to end.
Yeah, like...
They just keep milking stuff, which is why Supernatural is hitting season number 14.
Oh my God, I can't even...
And, I don't know how some actors could just keep doing something that long. I would want to do something else.
I think having job security is nice. I mean, especially if you're an actor. But like at some point, you've gotten to a point in your career where it's like, okay, I'm good enough to be able to actually do other things now.
Yeah.
And Andrew Lincoln going into The Walking Dead was actually already a good enough actor to do whatever he wanted. So now that he's going to leave this and I guess pursue other different roles, like, good for him. I'm happy that he's doing that.
From what I understand, he's just going back to England to spend time with family.
Good for him.
He's
probably like, I am tired of it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to do this no more. I want to spend time with family, maybe, take a year off.
Yeah.
I've got money.
He's got plenty of money. Definitely.
You take a year off, you hang with the family, you know, probably have another kid, I don't know, whatever.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too, is that, like, Carl's dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's leaving. Lauren Cohan's gone. Like, I mean, what else is there left to do? Like, after season 9, it should be a deal where it's like, okay, they've taken care of whatever threat they have that's coming at them now.
Yeah.
And then they just move on and go on to the next area or something.
See, but what are they going to do about last season? Where
wait.
they
No,
set up...
Daryl is going to take over. Sorry, Daryl is supposed to take over.
But, I mean, last season, they kind of set up this whole thing for the future where Judith is probably 9 years old, 8, 9 years old, something like that. Rick's a little bit older, has a full beard, the gray, the gray in it and all that. And at the end of the season, you see that Judith walks up and she's talking to Negan, who was working on a community with Rick. So now are they going to say, well, that was just a fantasy that Rick was having? Was that the actual future? And then how are they getting rid of Rick? Is he just going to walk away? Are they going to have Rick eaten?
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly think they're just going to have him walk away.
I think they're just going to have him walk away. Or maybe, like, join Negan to go build the community and have the other team just splinter off. And then maybe they can have, like, the best of both worlds there. Like, have Judith and him go with Negan and go do something. And then Daryl and the others are maybe, like, butthurt about something and they're like, you know what, I'm out. I'm going this way.
Yeah, because the guy that played Morgan, Lenny James, already...
Oh, he's already on Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yeah, he's Fear of the Walking Dead, yeah. So he just... Poof, bye.
Yeah.
So, Lauren's leaving. Rick's leaving because she has a lead female role in Whiskey Cavalier, which we talked about already, coming up for this new fall season. And he's gone. The only 2 people you have remaining from season 1 is Daryl and Carol.
It's funny that their names wrong.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that those 2 would, I guess, spearhead the next phase of The Walking Dead. It's just going to be interesting whether or not the audience is really invested enough to keep going with it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have, like, a pivotal character in Rick, and if you don't have Rick, chances are you don't really have Negan. So... Then, you know, okay, so what? Daryl and Carol are just running around somewhere?
Doing the exact same thing they've been doing the whole time.
And that's another thing, too, is that if we're just doing and rehashing the same thing over and over again, then what's the point? And is Michonne going to come back? Is Michonne going to do something? Like, or is she going to just, you know, eventually leave, too, because she's getting that Marvel money?
The Marvel money. That Marvel money.
Or Disney money, but yeah.
I'm out.
She's like, hold up, so you're telling me I don't have to wear that wig in uncomfortable Atlanta? Yeah, no, we're good. And I get to be in Wakanda?
I could walk around with my hair as it is normally. Man, make my Okoye movie.
Wakanda forever.
Which they're talking about doing. I'm like...
Are they really?
Yeah, I heard something like that. I don't think no.
I like it. Why not? And it doesn't have to be, like, just... openly call it Okoye. You could just be calling it like, you know, the warrior. I can't remember what the name is.
The Dora Milaje.
Okay, the Dora Milaje. You could just call it Dora Milaje, and I'm pretty sure everyone will go see it. It could be called Marvel Wakanda Chronicles Dora Milaje, and people would be like,
I would see that. Yeah, that's the name right there. I would see that.
Right? Wakanda Chronicles. All right, yeah, you've got me.
I'm in. All right.
You mean I get to go back to the theater and just go like, Wakanda forever? Where are my dashiki?
Okay, we're branching off.
That's fine. It still has Walking Dead ties.
It's fine. Yeah, kind of, sort of. It was more like I'm ending my ties from Walking Dead. Yeah. But the characters we have now, who do we have that can keep this show going?
I mean, Daryl is good enough, but again, Because Daryl's one of those characters that I remember that everybody was like, if you kill off Daryl, I will never watch this show again.
Yeah, but Daryl was always... Even then, Daryl was just a bit character.
Kind of. I mean, he was the badass. He really was.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
you had Rick, who was more of the dramatic instigator. But you had Daryl, who was the muscle. The guy who, like, walks in with that quiet confidence and is like, I'm gonna murder everything that, you have and own and make your life miserable. So, I feel like he is enough to hold up his own show. The problem is whether or not people are going to be invested enough after Rick leaves. Like, are they going to make his send-off like a series finale? And then people are just like so emotionally exhausted, they're like, you know what? I'm good. Like, that was the ending I wanted. Mm-hmm. And then are they going to come back? And I think it could be a deal where, the next season 10 happens, and Daryl, like, people tune in for the first episode just to see where it goes, and then after that, the ratings just kind of drop.
Well, the ratings were dropping last season, so
yeah.
I mean, it's about time for the show. I think they can go probably to season 10.
Yeah.
After we see what goes on after everyone leaves, and it's like, okay, what are you guys going to do?
Right.
Once we see what they're doing there, it's like, okay, next season, it's you either end it, or you bring in some powerful people, or get some new writers or something.
Right.
Fix it.
Walking Dead lost me. And it lost me in the middle of last season. And it mainly was just because of the fact that it's like, I just got tired of watching the same thing over and over again. Mm-hmm. So my point is that after Rick leaves, you guys gotta branch off. You gotta go do something else. And I'm not talking about what you're doing on Fear the Walking Dead. Like, okay, you're kind of adapting other stories from The Walking Dead for Fear the Walking Dead. All right, cool.
Yeah, that Fear the Walking Dead is its own thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not too crazy about it.
But the way what I really wish they would have done, and I know it's not really, I guess they're trying to follow the comics as much as possible. But like at the end of season 1, do you remember the end of season 1 whenever they went to that CDC facility?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And they're trying to go for like some sort of cure or something and they can't figure it out. Why has that never been approached again? Like, it's just been more about survival. Let's move here. Let's build a community.
Oh, well, the thing is because basically what they found out when they went to the CDC was whatever is happening is already in everyone, which is what you found out when you went to
the farm
in season 2, because Shane was not bitten.
Right.
He just died. Well, he got shot. He was shot by,
and then he came back.
So,
yeah.
And even with all of that, I think they were starting to break in or whatever, and the CDC, the protocols were, okay, well, outbreak inside the CDC, so they're going to cleanse the CDC.
Well, and they blew it up.
Firebomb the whole fucking thing. So,
but that's my thing is that I feel like more people will be interested in this show again if maybe you explore the how and less the what are you doing to survive. Mm-hmm. Instead it was like, oh, how did this happen? What happened? And I don't know if maybe Daryl is the right person to really spearhead that, because I feel like that should have been a Rick plot point.
Honestly,
but
the TV show was the one that kind of gave you more into the how.
Yeah.
The comics really didn't tell you shit.
But still, like, that's literally, like, what, 2 episodes out of, like, the 90 we have at this point? Mm-hmm. Like, I just feel like that wasn't something that they really explored very well.
Yeah. And they could have explored it more with Fear the Walking Dead, but it was it just happened.
Yeah. It's like, oh, here we go. We got to get out of LA. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have fixed it. They could have done what you wanted in the first season, but they didn't. They went from episode 1 to something weird happening to episode 2, and it's like, whoa, there's a lot of weird shit going on. People just attacking people, and then we're the military, we're going to house you up in this little community area with a fence.
Right.
And that's it. It was like, okay, what?
I think it'll be interesting. I think how this is all going to go down will be really based off of what happens with, like, Michonne's character. Or the character Michonne. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because I hope I have her name right. It's a Danae. Danae. If she decides, and they decide that, okay, we need to bring her back, and they'd like back up the money truck just to make sure she comes back. Maybe they do the plot point of, because I remember that they're in the comics, and this is like a very recent comic, where Michonne finds her daughter. And it's in like this other community, and like it's run like a government would be run. Mm-hmm. Like it's a whole like stabilized civilization. And
I've read the comics for a while.
That's something that they could really explore if they wanted to. And I think that right there would allow for the series to at least have some sort of survival for at least a season or two longer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like I said, I really haven't read the comics for a while now. I pretty much stopped when they got to Negan in the comics. Maybe a little bit after that. So what you're talking about with her finding her daughter, didn't she have a son?
I think in the show she had a son, but in the comics it was a daughter.
Because no, she had.
I thought she had 2 kids.
She was walking around with her boyfriend and his best friend. Those were the zombies.
Yeah, that's right.
Walked around with all the time.
That's right. And she did have 1 son. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so that's a TV show. That show idea sounds like a good one, but yeah, to me it's like this show.
It's on its last legs. Sure.
Unless they do something, you've got 2 seasons left.
Yeah.
And the real big one is to see what you do in season 9.
Right.
So.
And I hope it's not a deal where they just basically say that, oh, well, this whole future thing was like the best case scenario. Oh, it didn't actually happen.
Rick was just imagining.
Best case scenario.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, what you gonna do? You had a whole season where you started with this dream thing and you ended with it, and now it's like, okay, scrap that.
Yeah, right? Like, well, you know what? Andrew Lincoln's done, so let's just go ahead and scratch that. We're gonna kill him in season 9.
And just a TV series, they're just good at just something happened one season, next season's like, it never happened. But you had it never happened. Okay.
They're gonna do like a Carl thing where like Judith shoots him in the head. Judith is just messed up.
Yeah, they next season they should just fast forward like 5 years.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Best case scenario, he gets shot in the head. Oh no!
Okay, this is something it's a really touchy subject to talk about. Yeah, and I don't want to get into the politics part of it.
That Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back for one more season.
Oh yeah. No. Right channel though, ABC.
Oh.
Roseanne stuck her foot and both hands in her mouth.
I'm so they should have never brought back Roseanne in the first place. Like the fact that they did it is
the thing is, dumb. I was kind of on the whole thing.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes. I didn't go past that because just watching other things and being really busy, house and all that shit. But in the first 2 episodes, I honestly liked it. The show was actually decent. It was a good show for ABC. They brought back Roseanne. They just kind of glossed over everything that happened before with Dan dying and all that, and it was an okay show. Thing was, she was pushing politics too much on that show.
She sure was.
She was cramming the whole Trump thing down people's throats. Now, I understand there are shows that talk badly about Trump, but that's not the basis for those shows. They'll make a jab here, a jab there, a jab here, and then they're done.
Will and Grace is...
Even Saturday Night Live was like, they had a good 2 months with it, and then they're like, okay, we're done.
And I will say though, I watched an episode of Will and Grace, and it was all about Trump. And I watched another episode, and it was all about Trump. And I was
their first episode was basically all about Trump.
Oh, it's been apparently it stayed that way because my wife likes watching Will and Grace, and I was like, what is happening right now?
It's easy comedy, man. It was a low hanging fruit.
It is. I think for me, that's why I'm like, I don't care, and I don't want my shows to have politics in it, just because, again, it is low hanging fruit. Like, I want you to be creative with your comedy, like how Silicon Valley is. Silicon Valley is extremely creative, and they never really get political about it.
Not at all.
No. And so, like, that's the kind of humor I like. So whenever Roseanne came back and it was all like, oh, you know, Trump this, Trump that, the Republican red, you know, right wing, whatever they're called, I don't even know. Like, it's just, it was like, it's a bit much. It's a bit much for me, and I already didn't like the Roseanne show going into it.
Oh, really?
So I didn't like the original show.
I was okay with it when it was on. Like I said, this when I watched it, it was actually decent. But then Roseanne gets on Twitter, makes a comment comparing a woman to the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes, and then it's like,
wasn't she a black woman too?
Yeah,
and she basically called her
like she doesn't look black, and she's a very light skinned black woman. She doesn't look black. You know, she is, and that's a problem.
Yeah,
there are people there was one person made a comment like, well, don't you lefties like the Muslim Brotherhood, and isn't Planet of the Apes a really good movie? So what's the problem? All right, if you don't see the problem here, buddy. First of all, if I went through this guy's post, he talked badly about the Muslims. So don't tell me what you think we think. We know what you think. Yeah. So we know what the intent was behind it. So yeah, you can just scrap all that bullshit. But she said something, it got her fired, it ended the show, and there were people like Sarah Gilbert and what's the girl's name? Emily Kinney, I think it is. The girl that played Darlene's daughter, who's in
Big Bang Theory.
Shameless, yeah. She plays the youngest daughter, Debbie. As soon as that came out, they were like, get me off this show. Get me off this show. Get me off this show. And they're like, don't worry about it. The show's canceled.
No, look, I don't disagree with that. I think it's good that, you know, they at least took action with it, because people misuse social media so much, and it they use it to a degree that it makes them out to be villains. And unless that's what you're going for, it's just really not a good look. Mm-hmm. Because the general public is just, they don't... If you're an actor, you shouldn't be, or anybody really, you shouldn't be talking bad about someone in those connotations, or really in general. Like, so the fact that Roseanne decided to do that, and it was like, oh, guys, I was on an Ambien trip, it's fine. Like, it's not an excuse. Like, you know what you did. Yeah. Like, it's not okay. You came up with like 3 different excuses, and the one that stuck was Ambien. Okay, great. So where I kind of feel a little sympathy for the whole thing has nothing to do with Roseanne Barr. Mm-hmm. She deserves what she's getting. Take it like a woman. But like, I feel bad for the cast and crew that was on Roseanne, just because that was their job. That was a job that they thought that they had for several seasons. Yep. And now it's gone.
Michael Fishman was a kid who, DJ, he hadn't done a damn thing since that show went off the air. And it's like, oh, Roseanne's coming back? Yay, I got a job. We have a second season. We have another season coming up. Yay, more job.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all fired? Okay.
I love what Jimmy Kimmel's pitch was, why don't we just relabel the show as Dan? And it's just John Goodman is the lead, and he's just doing all these crazy things. And it's like, whatever happened to Roseanne? Well, she died. Like, now trying to do the whole like spin that happened with John Goodman.
Yeah, the problem there is, okay, they are thinking about doing a spin-off of Roseanne's show. However, that would put money in Roseanne Barr's pocket.
Sure.
And she wouldn't have to do a thing because she's the creator of the show, the whole concept, the characters behind it. So if you did something where they were looking at doing something with Darlene and her kids, because they said in the revival, she was one of the stronger characters on the show. So. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So something around Darlene, getting her life together and just moving on and blah, blah, blah. And while a good idea, bringing all those people that just lost their jobs, bring them back to do this spin-off show. So everyone's working again. They have a show, and Roseanne Barr is cut out. But then again, like I said, she's got the rights to all that stuff. So she could either say, yeah, you're not doing it without me, or go right ahead, give me my money.
Right. And it's just, I think the bottom line here is no matter what ABC decides to do, which I do think it's funny now that they got rid of Last Man Standing, and now they have to get rid of the show that was replacing Last Man Standing.
Hey, can we have that show?
Yeah. Hey, Fox. Be cool. It'd be funny if they bought Last Man on Earth, because at this point they've got nothing. It's just, I think the most important thing here is for people to understand is just stop. Just stop being racist and negative and calling people names on the internet and saying things that are just horrible about people. And even if like, and I say that horrible, I mean in like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
You know, like you should never call a black person and compare them to like Planet of the Apes. Not okay.
Is in no way, shape, or form is that a good thing to do.
Like, I feel like that was an obvious one.
And you know, I honestly don't care what people say. Well, you people call each other blah, 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 blah. Look, yeah, we do, and we shouldn't. There was one time where, and I'm talking when I was a kid, another black kid called me the N-word. Then this was out of anger. It's not, yo, what's up, my blah, blah, blah. He was just arguing, and we're going back and forth, and he said, you fuck stupid. A black kid. And I beat the fucking shit out of him for calling me that.
Wow.
So, I don't care if you're black or white. Don't fucking say it.
Yeah, you don't say that. I mean, if you know that it's a hurtful thing for people in some form or fashion, why say it? Why even put that out there in the world of the universe?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not okay. Like, and even saying that someone is what, I don't even know what she said about the whole Muslim thing, honestly, I don't.
Yeah, she said it was just something like, well, if the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet Apes had a baby equals VJ, which is
okay,
just that
right.
initials.
But the Muslim thing, that's a very sensitive topic too, and I'm not even saying for like ISIS or anything like that. I'm saying for like good-natured people who are Muslim. Like, that's just trying to create and further a stereotype that's just not okay to even have.
Mm-hmm.
And already that is a very misrepresented stereotype and a misrepresented people, the Muslim people. So It's just, to say all of it is just not okay.
Exactly. What you're saying is, if you're Muslim, you're a terrorist.
Yeah.
I could say, well, if you're white, you're part of the KKK.
Right.
Which is not true.
It's not true. Like, it's just this whole thing of like trying to put people down by like throwing out some sort of negative comment or some sort of like negative like label that people will be hurt by is just not okay. Like, why do we even do it? It's just unnecessary. So, yeah, I have zero sympathy for Roseanne. Like, I am thankful that ABC took action and took it all down. And I know that, you know, yeah, I feel bad for the cast and crew, but, like, anybody who's feeling sympathy for Roseanne right now, why? She's made money. She's fine. Like, she did something stupid. All right? Like, if I do something stupid, like, if you go to your job and you say something like this and then you get fired for it, you got punished. Okay? Like, this is what happens. This is essentially what just happened. Yeah. Nobody goes over to you and is like, oh man, I'm so sorry that racist comment got you fired, man. Nobody does that. Not in the real world, but just because you're a fan of Roseanne, suddenly it's just like, what is happening to the world?
Yeah, and the first thing people want to scream is like, what about my free speech? My free speech.
Free speech is different.
First of all, free speech is, she can say what she said and not be arrested by the federal government.
Yes.
That's roughly it.
That's the
consequences you face from the average citizen. Free speech does not protect you at all. If you call someone something that they don't like and they punch you in the mouth, It's because you're an asshole.
Yeah. No one's going to go to jail for it.
They may because they assaulted you.
Battery,
but they hit you, but they're not impeding your free speech. They're just giving you their response to your stupidity.
But like, and that's the thing too. It's a private business like ABC and Disney. They have the right to fire you if you say something that they don't like.
Yeah.
The government will not arrest you for it.
Not unless you get up there and you start saying, all this ethnic group should be killed.
Yeah.
They should be removed from the earth. I want people out there, if you see these people, to murder them in the streets.
I really hope someone's not coming in midstream.
That is not covered by free speech whatsoever.
No, not
at all.
Not at all.
But yeah, okay, so yeah, the whole thing, we actually got really political, kind of. Well, not really, but
yeah. We got on a soapbox about tolerance,
yeah,
and being good to one another, and don't be a dick to other people and say hurtful things that you know are going to upset someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay.
Okay, so here's the flip side to that.
All right,
Samantha Bee.
Okay.
Full frontal.
I don't know what she did, but I know that the president
TBS
got really upset with her, but I wasn't sure.
I can't remember exactly what the story was she was talking about. I think it was the whole with the picture that Ivanka posted with her son saying that, I can't remember the post, was like, my heart right here, my love, the love of my life, whatever.
All right.
She's holding her son as a mother-son moment.
Right.
And people going crazy about it because, during the beginning of the week or last week or whatever the fuck it was, well, this whole time, they're taking immigrant families and tearing the children away from their parents, and then the whole 1,500 children being lost and blah, 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 blah. But Samantha Bee gets on there and says something that calls her a feckless C-word.
Does she really?
Yeah. She apologized for it after, but now the thing is, in this country,
women don't like to be called
that word is bad. I mean, horrible. It's almost like calling someone the N-word. You said the woman, by all rights, she should punch you in the mouth.
Yeah.
However, that same word in England.
Oh, it's just like, hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, it's just like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I went to England and I met this guy for the first time. And he's like, how you doing? I'm just gonna be like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been to England several times. It's fine. It's like drinking water. Like, it's not a big deal.
It's fine, but should the same thing happen to Samantha Bee? Because people are saying, why does she still have her show? She used a very vulgar, repulsive word, and she still has her show. But these are the same people who are like saying, well, what Roseanne said wasn't that bad. If you think what she said is bad, what Roseanne said is bad.
Yeah. Both are bad.
You just can't differentiate between the two and say, well, this one's fine because she was just making a generalization about anything, and she targeted at Ivanka.
Right.
So
both are bad. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No, neither are bad. Or both are bad, sorry. Both are bad. So, but at the same time, it was up to ABC and Disney to just go ahead and just fire Roseanne. Like, that was their prerogative. If they decided that they wanted to just, like, suspend her or whatever, again, that was their prerogative. Viacom, if they want to keep Samantha Bee on there, that is their prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
So whether or not someone should or shouldn't be fired is not up to us. It's not up to the public to decide. It's up to the private business that is the network of Viacom to decide that. Or I guess that Viacom is still the network. But yeah.
The only thing here that is up to the public is whether you watch that show or that station ever again.
And that's the thing too.
That's your only choice.
And that really has nothing to do with it. But
and the thing is, not watching is the only way you can get something done.
Right. It has nothing to do with it, but I know that Roseanne is on a bigger network than Samantha Bee. And Samantha Bee is also on cable, where you have a little bit more freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
But
But
it doesn't make it right.
Yeah, it doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it okay to say that, and I get it. The statement was made out of anger and also with a bit of comedy involved as well. But it's still not okay. So it's hard to say that she should be fired because it's not up to us. It's up to whatever Viacom deems is a fireable offense. I feel like that is the most politically down the line that I could be about that.
That is as in the middle as I can get.
I can't. And I know that we're going to, because, man, this is a very politically charged episode. And it's funny because I don't talk about politics ever. My wife and I don't even talk about politics. When it was the election, my wife and I were just like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, well, that was about the extent of our political conversation.
And I mean, we're trying to be as down the middle as possible because I am not in the middle.
I know you're not.
But I'm not going to condemn one person and say, but what she said was okay.
Both are bad. Both are bad.
Yeah, so, I mean, like you said, it's up to the TV station. The population can get as mad as you want to, but your only choice here is just like voting.
The thing
don't watch the channel.
The thing is,
don't watch it. Their ratings drop. They say, "Oh, well, because of this," and then they get rid of it.
I think the thing is too is that the majority of the people that are on the internet or Twitter and all the social media happen to be millennials and younger people, and a lot of those kids. They don't feel the same way as a lot of the older generation, the more conservatives, the more of like, red, white, blue, apple pie, Yeah. So I think that's why the public outcry for Roseanne was harder because it was more of a lot of the people on the other side, on the left side, the younger generation being like, that's not okay, what is wrong with you, get her off the air, like, she is a horrible human being. And now you have, Samantha Bee, who is, we all know, on the more blue side of things, and they're like, well, it's not huge, it's kind of a joke, but look at what they did to those families. So I feel like the public outcry isn't as big for Samantha as it is for Roseanne, and I think that's the reason why. And I think that's going to make the pressure for TBS and Viacom to ultimately can her an easy choice of being like, you know what, we don't have to do it because the public outcry is not forcing us to do it.
Yeah, and they don't have to do it. And honestly, the thing is, the way the show is done, even if TBS got rid of her, Samantha Bee could take her, get equipment and all that, and take it straight to YouTube.
Oh, yeah. She could definitely.
She probably won't make the same kind of money, but
I don't think she would care.
Who knows?
Yeah.
She's getting her message out there, and I mean, you'll still make something. It's YouTube.
Well, YouTube.
She's probably going to get with thousands of freaking followers. People that already watch the show on TV. If she loses it, she goes to YouTube. Hey, all right, here I am.
I mean, and I think there's a good chance that she's got a lot of money saved up to do it too. So.
Yeah, so I mean, you can do whatever. And I mean, Roseanne also, we're talking about her moving to a smaller network or something where she can do commentary or whatever.
I don't think Roseanne needs to do anything at this point. Honestly, I watched her. The last thing I saw before she was on the Roseanne reboot, or revival, I guess if you want to call it that. Was she was a judge on Last Comic Standing. And I watched her and I hated her on that show.
Really?
I just did not care for a thing she said. And this was several years ago. And everybody was like, oh man, Roseanne's back. Roseanne, she's an icon. She's a legend. And then she's doing all these things. She's saying all these things. And I'm just like, I just don't like you. I just don't like you. And it has nothing to do with anything political. It's just her personality and the way that she presents herself. I just don't I don't connect with that person or that character, whatever she's trying to put off, and I just don't like her. So if anybody's asking for her to do something, me personally, I'd be like, no, we're good.
We're
You've made your money. just go chill, alright? You've had a great career.
Buy you a nice little house, live in it for the rest of your life.
Pretty sure she has a house or two.
Yeah, she's got the money to survive.
She's got that syndication money.
She is not starving like some of the people who will actually follow her.
Yeah.
So, alright, so we're going to get off of that, and I hope that we haven't angered too many people, and if we did,
it's going to be the most...
I don't fucking care.
This is going to, so much hate mail is going to come down here. You can tweet all of your hate mail at RealJackSBC at RealJackassBC on all social media channels. And that's my text from him. He's very upset with that.
Yes, you motherfucking okay, so let's move on into channel surfing and what we've watched this week or what we've been watching. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah. It's been a weird season. It was a weird season that Netflix put out for their final season.
Mm-hmm. The whole gang is back. Titus is wonderful. Titus is just wonderful. This is probably the only thing I want to miss about Kimmy Schmidt. But they did the first.
Well, they have talked about doing like a spinoff.
Did they? Okay.
And I think having Titus do the spinoff would be amazing.
Yeah. We've had the first half of the final season come up. First 6 episodes. They are Netflix, of course, and the final 6 are going to be in January.
Man, I can't believe we have to wait nearly a year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So, we're gonna have a wait to end off the whole thing, and I blame Game of Thrones for this. They should have just showed put the whole fucking thing up and just end it. But you know what?
I get why Netflix is just trying to milk all of their series and try to do these half and half things, but I don't like it. I really don't. I've said it since Voltron. I hate that they do this, where they're like, okay, here's 6 episodes, see you next year. No, you started off with a format of giving us the entire season, and now you're doing a thing where you're just kind of splitting it in half. You can't be like, all episodes now streaming on Netflix. That's not true.
Yeah.
Half the season is now streaming on Netflix, but you can't say that because it's not very, trendy to say.
You know what? If you're going to do that and just give people half the season, do what you did with that show Between. Week by week, you put an episode up.
Sure.
Just do it like a regular TV schedule, because Netflix, you're damn near a TV station right now.
Really are.
So, really are. I mean, a movie's a movie, but if you want to do that with a series where you just want to put a partial up and then the rest later on, every week, and you stretch it out, and you can stretch your show out over all that, and people will watch. Because you do some good stuff there on that.
You do. You do. But getting back to the actual season, this first half of the season, it's just I went back and I watched all 3 seasons leading up to the premiere of this one.
Yeah.
And I found that I actually really enjoyed the 2nd and 3rd season a lot more on the second viewing. And it's because there's a lot of episodes that I forgot about. And I think it's because you go into this and you still have that feeling of season 1 being the greatest. And it was the best. But season 1 was so good, and then you go into season 2 and you're like, not that good.
Yeah.
And then you go into season 3 and you're like, not that good. And then you go into season 4 and you're like, ugh, alright, yeah, I guess it should.
I can see why it's ending.
Yeah, but you go back and you watch the first 3 seasons again and you're like, alright, no, this was pretty funny. Because you catch little things that you didn't catch in the first time. Little off-the-wall comments that Titus and Kimmy will make to each other that's just absolutely random, and I love it.
That's wait, what?
Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic. So, I'm not enjoying the first 6 episodes, but I do think it's a deal where I feel like I will go back and watch it again. But I think what a lot of people aren't really taking into account with Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is that this entire series is one woman's development across it and trying to handle the psychological effects of losing 15 years of her life in a bunker. We focus a lot on Titus and the comedy and all of those aspects of it, but really this show is about everything that this woman has had to overcome
to reintegrate back into society.
Exactly, and to become to basically over the course of I don't know what the timeline is on the show, but it's a lot shorter than 15 years. She has to do everything that all the development she would have done for 15 years
whole life she missed.
in a freaking snap, So it's you see it from that lens, and the show is a lot better.
It's a little kind of hurts my soul a little bit.
It is, and I think the episode that really will make you understand that is whenever she's having therapy with Tina Fey, where she's having that therapy session with Tina Fey, and she's talking. She goes in and she's angry, and then she takes a breath, and then she just sits down, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I was angry," and then Tina Fey's like, "What just happened?" And then you start to really understand that. Oh. Okay, so she is just not okay.
This was season.
That was season 2.
2?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I need to go back and rewatch it because this season so far is unlike you were saying.
Yeah. But you see it from that lens, and it gets better. But then after you see it in that lens, season 4 becomes better than it would have been otherwise. But I think the real weird part for season 4 for me was the fact that they had a whole episode dedicated to a documentary.
Yeah, a documentary on DJ Slizzard.
Yeah, from DJ Fingerblast. It was a funny little spoof. I was okay with it, but at the same time, Netflix could have released it on YouTube, before the season even came out.
Yeah. They could have.
And that could have been a good little preview to be like, oh my god, okay, what are we about to see? And then you had an extra episode, an actual legit Kimmy Schmidt episode on episode 3, and then, you really get in that full 6 episode arc, whatever you want to do. I just don't think that was the right place for that. And if you wanted to put it on Netflix, just make it a preview for season 4.
That actually would have been a good idea to put it on a YouTube.
Yeah.
Just have 5-minute documentary style like he did in that. Just the whole episode is those 5 things, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe you do a little bit differently, but whatever. And that would have worked out fine.
And I think it would have blown up. And I think you would have had more people wanting to go into Kimmy Schmidt and be like, okay, what did I just watch? I need to see what's happening on this. And season 1 may not have introduced it, but it would have been a cool little Easter egg thing for at one point when they're watching that one show, or they're watching that one spoof of Netflix, and they're watching it and you see the documentary. And then they could have gone into it a little bit and shown Titus as, Kimmy Schmidt and all that stuff, and you could have still had all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you maybe could have even had an episode that was a story arc about that. And Kimmy dealing with, what is it that she just saw, and you could have had voices, in the background of her watching the show instead of them showing it for 25 minutes because you've already seen it from YouTube.
Yeah.
So I think that would have been a cool little effect for audiences.
Yeah, that would have been. That's a pretty good idea. You should be in TV.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Call me.
Yeah.
I'm available. I will cut my hair. It's getting cut on Wednesday, so if you don't like the long hair, I'm gonna look more. What was that, fresh cut? Is that what's called? Fresh hair? Fresh cut?
I don't know.
I heard
you see this?
Girl, you fresh. But BC, I remember he saw Zach one day and he goes, "Bro, you got that fresh cut," and I'm like, that is the coolest thing to say. But I'm my wife, when I told her I was getting my hair cut, she goes, "Oh, you gonna get that fresh hair?" And I'm like, is this a thing? When did this become a thing?
I don't know. I heard it from BC, so I'm like, oh.
I think my wife secretly watches Jersey Shore, and so that's why. And both of them are just yeah, bro, yeah. Dude. I don't watch Jersey Shore. I have no idea what happens on that show.
I haven't watched in a while.
I go in my own happy place when these two are usually talking about it, and I'm just like, what video game am I going to be playing later? Oh, what do I need to get from the grocery store?
So
meanwhile, it's just muffles of what?
You just said Charlie Brown some speech. So, okay, besides Kimmy Schmidt, what have you been watching?
So outside of Kimmy Schmidt, I mean, watching wrestling because we're getting ready for Money in the Bank, which I do find interesting that Sanity has not shown up and that Authors of Pain have been taken out off of TV. You haven't seen Authors of Pain in a while, have you? Yeah.
Well, I didn't watch this week. I don't think I watched like for 2 weeks.
Bro, they have not been on at all. And instead they're trying to push the B team of like Ms. Taraj's old team. Yeah, they're pushing them hard right now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know they're pushing them, but Authors of Pain is just like, see, they should have, they needed a talker.
Yeah, they sure do.
They need a talker.
They do not have one. So
I better get a Paul Heyman for these guys or something.
Who wants to travel? So, I've been watching that. I've actually been trying to catch up on a lot of anime that I've missed out on because my buddy, I bought this subscription service called VRV, which is great for watching anime. And there's a lot of great shows on there, and I think it's like only $10 a month. It's actually a very fantastic service. You've got Funimation, Crunchyroll, like all these great animes. And
better than Hulu?
Oh yeah,
which honestly I really haven't gone through the Hulu anime section in a while.
I like it. I really do. A lot of what Funimation hasn't put on Hulu, I don't think Funimation's put anything on Hulu. Like it's on there and it's really good. And I think Hulu takes a lot longer to get these episodes, but VRV gets them. Like,
sub, dub, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Both on there. So I've been catching up on that while playing Pokemon Quest. The biggest thing is like, unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch a lot of TV lately just because I've been so consumed with E3.
Yeah.
Because that's coming up really soon, and it's going to be an amazing E3 year. I mean, we're not going to go to every single press conference, but whatever, we can watch them. But at the same time, like, we're going to be at the Nintendo booth. We've got, like, all of Wednesday's Ubisoft. And then we've got, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing like an hour of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so I'm sorry. And then...
I hope we don't get in.
We already did.
I hope they say, oh, well, we're full. Go away.
No, they've already scheduled me and everything. I'm good. I got my connections. I do work, son.
I got my connects, yo.
All day. All day. All day. I just all day. But I have been watching. There's one show that I watch whenever I go to sleep. It's called Episodes, and it was like an old episode. It was an old show on Showtime, and it had like Matt LeBlanc in there, and it was a show about like these British writers who have like a hit show in England, and then go across to LA to try and make this show for America. And everything is horrible for them.
Okay, I know about that show. Yeah.
It's actually really entertaining. It's all on Netflix.
It's much more adult.
It is. But that's on that's on Netflix, and you can watch 5 seasons of it.
Oh, well, 5 seasons of episodes,
Yeah.
really? Huh. Okay. It was more kind of in the vein of I won't say in the vein, but kind of like Entourage.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, more serious Entourage, I'd say, because Entourage is more about being a bro, and not being a tool, bro.
Well, you're all tools.
Yeah, bro, Vinny, everything's gonna work out for us, bro. I did nothing for this. Meanwhile, Episodes is more like. You see the dynamic between like this couple change and like the different. It was really, I think, the biggest takeaway from my watching Episodes is, when that show was on the air, it made a spoof. It was a spoof of basically everything that people have to deal with in Hollywood to make it. And especially whenever you think about all the like Harvey Weinstein stuff that you see now, where like people had to do like sexual favors for others just to get ahead. You see that in Episodes.
The casting couch shit.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You see that in Episodes, and you're just like, huh? Because this show was like several years before all of this even happened, and like I feel like we already knew, but now you look at it in the context of how everything is changing now, and it's like, oh man, this is so interesting. So.
They put it all on TV and everyone just glossed right over it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, Family Guy did it like several decades ago. Like the whole Kevin Spacey thing, like that blows my mind that they even said that and nobody even put it together. Like that's crazy.
Them, The Simpsons,
yeah.
You need to scour those shows to find out what's going to happen in a couple years.
For real. Oh my god, the fact that like Simpsons predicted that Donald Trump would be president like decades before it happened, that's insane to me. I love it.
That Family Guy predicting that Katie Holmes would have to escape from Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
And she literally had to escape from Tom Cruise.
Wasn't she dating Jamie Foxx for a while?
Dating is dating.
Is she still dating Jamie Foxx? Good for them. Good for them. Hey, no, not just Jamie Foxx. Future Spawn, Jamie Foxx.
Future Spawn,
Jamie
Foxx, which I'm okay with. People were like, "No, you're ruining my childhood." No,
why?
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Actually,
were you raped while you were reading the Spawn comic?
Oh,
that's the only way
Lord.
Your childhood would get destroyed. It's the only way to destroy your childhood.
Got real dark. We went
real stupid.
We got politically charged. You brought up that. I'm not gonna say that. That's not okay.
It might be time to end this show.
Sure might. Sure might. You can find me on all social medias at RealJackassBC. RealJackassBC. Currently, we're on the road to E3 2018 with Cinelinks.com. We will be in LA for the entire week, so check us out. We're going to be having a blast out there, playing all the latest games and giving you guys our reactions. So keep an eye out for everything on Cinelinks.com. And then also, I am currently doing a live stream. Actually, you know what? I say that by the time this is over. I was doing a live stream for the Crew 2. The Crew 2 beta, so that was pretty fun. I'm glad you guys joined in for that. And I think that's it. I was gonna say What the Force, but that show's gone now, so that's about it.
It's on a hiatus.
It's on a hiatus while we find a studio.
Everyone's taking a sabbatical right now.
Sabbatical. That's fine by me, because again, I'm in E3 season, and the less I have to do right now, the better.
Thank you for watching the Channel Control Show with me, Rob. Matt?
Yeah, and
the
RealJackassBC. You can also find me on social media with the joystick, but you already did that. Okay, bye.
And anything that you don't like about this episode, you can send it to me, and that's at RealJackassBC.
Yep.
Anything you do like about the show, you can send it right over there to Channel Control on Twitter. Or, drop by and look at some of the old, month-old pictures we have on Instagram at Channel Control TV. I've been Rob. You've been watching Channel Control, youtube.com, Channel Control TV. Thanks for watching. And I'm just going to take their fucking catchphrase, put down the book, pick up the remote. Thanks, Collider. Bye.